Hello everybody, Book of Titans here, also known as Atlas Rose, and today we're going to talk about creating an art style. The piece I'm working on is my four main OCs, Rika, Phyllis, Quincy, and Chris. You may have seen them if you follow my Twitter. I posted the finished piece of them with the in pixel art. I posted a video about it a while ago, but it was unfinished because my computer crashed and corrupted the video file. But I did post the finished piece on my Twitter. You can go, you go check that out, and you'll be able to see it. You just look around my Twitter. I'm sure you'll find something else you like. Go ahead, give me a follow. Okay, enough of the shameless self-advertisement. Okay, so when it comes to making your own art style and developing it, there I've gotten this question a lot, and there's really only two answers. There's the short answer and the long answer. How to make an art style? The short answer is you don't. I know that sounds really mean, but really you don't just sit down and decide, okay, this is my art style, this is what I'm gonna do, and that's it. Making an art style, or creating and developing your own art style, it's just a constant process. You don't, at least in my opinion, your art style is constantly evolving. If you continue to do art, it will continue to change. You will learn how to do something better, or you'll find a different way to draw something that you like more, and it just kind of happens. It's a natural process. So when people ask me, how do you make an art style, you really don't. However, there are some somebody just honked outside. There is kind of a thing where if you don't have a recognizable art style, you can't be a successful artist. And I'm not sure where this idea came from, but it's absolute baloney, Like, you can be an artist and not have an art style. Like, personally, I don't really think I have an art style. There are a couple things that people tell me makes my art recognizable. Mostly the way I color and shade. I have been told it has kind of like a painterly, like clay kind of look. But my art hasn't always been like that. It's constantly changing. And even the art that I do now, not all of it is like that. So I really think it's hard to narrow down what makes an art style. For me personally, I did go through a time where I was kind of obsessed with having my own super instantly recognizable art. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with wanting a recognizable style. Like, it's perfectly natural. But how I went through that was I found artists that I really like. A couple of them were friends of mine. I think one of them was a big artist on DeviantArt. There was somebody on Tumblr whose art I really liked, and I just went and grabbed a couple of pieces, like one or two from each of these artists that I really liked, and I just kind of looked at them and decided, okay, well, what do I really like about this piece? Well, I'd look at one and say, oh, I really like how they draw the eyes here, like the shape of the eyes. I'd look at another one and say, oh, I really like the line art, it looks really sketchy. And then I'd look at another and say, oh, I really like the colors on here. The color palette is really nice. I like how this person does backgrounds. And you kind of just look at all this art, determine what you like about it, and what you want to incorporate into your own art. Now, the difference. So some people may take this as, oh, well, that's just stealing people's art. No, it's really not. You don't want to go and just find one single artist and trace and copy everything they do. Because yes, that is art theft. That is bad. Please do not do that. But if you find multiple people, multiple artists, and pick out bits and pieces from each of them that you really like. Focus. Like, just sit and look at it for a minute and just focus on what you really like about that piece. And then close it out. Close all of it out and only have the mental image of what you like about that piece. And then you go into your art program, or just pull out pen and paper, and draw from memory. And you'll realize you start to mix your own, like how you draw normally, with what you liked about their art. And it will slowly morph into your own unique thing. And that's mostly how I got my own style. Was I really liked how a friend of mine drew eyes. You'll notice most of the way I draw eyes is they kind of have a very triangular look to them. And that I got that from a friend of mine. I really liked how they do eyes like that. So I started to do it, and eventually I didn't even have to think about it. That's just how I did them. And that's how I got the way I color eyes. That's how I start poses and drawing faces and everything. It just kind of happens. Now, what makes this different from just copying the art is you have to do it from memory. Because if you just go and copy somebody's art, then you're not going to kind of come into your own as an artist. You're just going to copy. And if all you do is copy, yeah, you'll get better at doing what they do, but you won't get better at doing what you do. I said that kind of weird, but I'm really hoping that makes sense. Because your art style shouldn't be, I want my art to look exactly like that person's. It should be, I want my art to look like it's my art. You know? And I think that's really what it should be. Is you should want your art, well, not you should want, because you can want whatever you want with your art, but you shouldn't try to be exactly like somebody else, because you're not like anybody else. You're completely unique in your own right. And this doesn't just go for art. This can go for anything, really. You are completely unique. There is nobody in this world that is exactly like you. So, there's nobody in this world whose art is exactly like yours either. Even if you don't notice, your art is unique because it's yours. And even if you think you don't have a style, you do. You may not see it, but other people that do, or other people that look at your art, they see it. And they will see, oh, this is my friend's art. You know? It just kind of happens. I think that's all the time I have for today. So I hope this... I realize this wasn't really helpful if you were looking for a video to actually make an art style. But it's true. It's not something that has an end goal. It just evolves over time, and hopefully it evolves into something you really enjoy and something you can be proud of. So yeah, I guess that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. I do take requests. If you have a topic you want me to talk about, or a request for a fan art drawing, feel free to leave that in the comments below. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye!